Welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're having a great day. Uh, Captain America Brave New World, a movie that I said there's a good chance it's the number one Marvel movie of all times. And I know a lot of people say, you've lost your marbles, you've went insane. How can that be? But if you watch my video I did on it, uh, it takes certain things into consideration. There are certain concessions given that need to be considered that I think many of you all will agree with me sounds fair. And the first would be when we look at the ranking of the top Marvel films, right? Captain America Winter Soldier comes to number one. Now, and it's not because Captain America Winter Soldier made the most money, right? As a complete film, it's ranked number one out of all the Marvel movies because it's a complete film, right? Remember, the majority of Marvel films are popcorn movie films, right? You know, understandably so. That's why they exist. But there also exists higher than average Marvel films, right? And when you rank them, those are going to outshine. Now, if you watch my last video saying that Captain America Brave New World, the best Marvel film of all time, I would advise you watch that video to get full clarification. But I would say that the reason that I put Captain America Brave New World as the number one spot is because I felt Captain America Winter Soldier was a bit unfair, right? I gave reasonings like because it's such a grounded film, it's a political thriller, espionage film, that there was very little superheroics in it, right? That, uh, if you think about Captain America, if you put a guy on the best performance enhancement drugs we got, maybe a full regimen of steroids, he could probably get close to some of the feats you see Captain America doing. So then you just got infiltration spy movie, Manchurian candidate movie type situation, which gets you kind of out of the superhero genre. You see what I'm saying? Are you with me so far on that? So what does Brave New World do different? You get the Red Hulk, arguably the best Hulk on a screen ever, right? In my opinion. And you get him on the screen, which brings what was otherwise pretty much a grounded film, political thriller, brings it full point to superhero film, right? To fantastical film, all whilst balancing that grounded effect in that Captain America universe, right? So does that make sense? Is that fair to say that? Now, Winter Soldier opening weekend did $95 million, right? Captain America Brave New World did 88 million for opening weekend. And think about not only is it pretty darn close to having a opening weekend like Captain America Winter Soldier, but it's done with a B-list character, right? Meaning Sam Wilson isn't really a main top grade level Marvel character, right? The Falcon was not that. And so I think that's impressive, the fact that he can pull it that close to the original Captain America, Steve Rogers, right? Keeping all that in mind, right? But also have that superhero element. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, yeah, but a Captain America Civil War, it had the $179 million opening weekend, right? And so that's clearly doing more than everybody else. But here's the next caveat to that, right? Captain America Civil War wasn't a Captain America movie. We saw a dozen other characters and a dozen other storylines we were focused on, uh, making it an Avengers movie, making it like the Avengers 3, basically, right? In that film, we had everybody in there. Spider-Man, Black Panther, we had everybody in there, Iron Man, but very little of Captain America, right? Not a whole lot of Captain America. So to me, it didn't fit the grounded political thriller Captain America element anywhere in the scope of the other films, right? So I think based on that, guys, we have to uh, consider that Captain America Civil War officially doesn't count, right? When we come to the characterization of these Captain America films and what they had, been up to that point, right? Uh, so Winter Soldier earned $714 million, and I'm not necessarily saying that it has to earn more to outperform and be a better film, right? I'm not saying that, but what I am saying, because if that was the case, they wouldn't have Captain America Winter Soldier ranked number one. But what I am saying is that um, that as a complete film, that's going to implement all of the elements of what we can, in a satisfactory condition, call a good superhero film, a full superhero film. Um, you know, I think Brave New World would cover all the bases, right? If that makes sense, right? Because we could say, oh no, like Captain America Winter Soldier or the First Avenger, we can say things like, it was just a more complete film, it was a better film. But you just don't have the, in my opinion, everything to make it compete as a superhero film, because it's going to be difficult to it's going to be much more difficult to implement a superhero film like Captain America: Brave New World as compared to the Winter Soldier, right? If we're being fair about it, right? If we're being fair considering everything, right? If I went down the street and I dressed up like a vigilante and I start kicking people's butts, and I said I was a superhero, you probably would say I'm not a superhero. What I am in actuality is a vigilante. you know, technically, or you could technically say I'm both, right? It could be true I'm a superhero, but it would be much more clear if I was doing fantastical feats like your average person cannot do, if that makes sense. But anyway, guys, yeah, I think that this film is going to do that. I think it's going to outperform all these Captain Americas, right? I think it's going to slightly beat them. I think it's on. I think it's on track to do that. Another thing I just want to say real quick before I get out of here, right, uh, is, and what was the ranking of this? I think the scores went up higher now. But they were trying to saying this movie's going to be the flop. It's one of the worst Marvel films in history, which was all ridiculous. And what they're finding out now is they're finding out that I was right from the very beginning, that people are walking out of this movie going, hey, that was a pretty darn good movie. One of the best movies I've seen that Marvel's done, when it comes to a movie having any substance to it. And they're finding that a great majority of people are doing that, right? And that the voices we're hearing online, the DI Captain America, the the flop film, the Disney agenda, all of those things. We're now starting to find out that maybe those voices aren't as loud as we thought. We're finding out that when you come across content creators who are putting this information out here online about this film, we're finding out that even if they have 1 million subscribers, 2 million subscribers, is a great amount of more people going to see these films that are influenced by them. That there's a whole big old world out there of people whose voices collectively are bigger than theirs, and their collective voices, are saying they like this film, they're going to see this film, and how could they not? Look at the trailers, right? These trailers look awesome. There's nothing wrong with those trailers that makes you want to go get in a seat at that movie theater. And that's part of what a good film is all about as well. So regardless as to what they say and what to put out there, it's not working, right? Because people are still going to see this film. They're still enjoying the even, hey, I'll even put this out there. Even if you went to see the film just for the scenes with the Red Hulk and the Falcon and the Captain America Sam Wilson, that would still satisfy 90% of what Marvel films bring you. Forget the plot, forget the great acting from Harrison Ford and Charles Lumbly. Just that alone would satisfy 90% of what Marvel movies bring, right? If you left out everything else. So that's all I want to think, guys. Let me know if you agree with me, what you think about this movie beyond the political influence that came as part of this film. When you watched it for yourself, did you, like myself, see a good movie, right? But that's all I want to say, guys. Don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button. And as always, take care of yourselves and each other.